Okay, and welcome on in to college football today. Right here on S*N. Yeah, I'm Jay Rod right here. It's a big time rivalry Saturday. We waited the whole season for this. So clearly we should be rewarded with some good old football here on S*N. Alright, welcome on in. To the studios. And Ohio State, Michigan, the game today on Fox. What has to be done to get them in position to win today's big game right here? And my thinking is that Michigan really is the underdog here. No one's been talking about them all year. They did get blown up by Wisconsin, and that really set them off course. And then, of course, the loss to Penn State wasn't good either. So Michigan is clearly not being talked about. On the other hand, Ohio State, they seem to have everything going for them. Number one team in the nation. I mean, I think they do deserve to be the number one team in the nation, but those down south still believe that LSU should be number one, and it's a good debate to have. I think that there is question who should be number one, but I think it is it's Ohio State that's played better thus far this season. Now, I can't believe we're already here in the last week of the season. I've been very, very busy and not been able to provide our good coverage of college football today this season as much as I would like. And we're going to try to continue this tradition next week. With the Big Ten Championship. Which is on Fox next Saturday night. I need to just stay awake here. We got some picks that we have. It's 4 big games, 4 ranked matchups. Of course, Wisconsin, Minnesota, that came on ABC, 2:30 p.m. Central Time. I'm going to go with Minnesota to beat Wisconsin. Probably won't happen, but I like PJ Fleck and what he's done there. And I do believe that the home home field is going to be an advantage for Minnesota. Wisconsin on the road. I think they're going to be, both teams might have to be one-dimensional with all the snow that's coming in later today on ABC in Minneapolis. But I think Minnesota will win that one. Alabama Auburn Iron Bowl, CBS, 2:30 Central Time. Alabama still alive to get in the playoff, but they will need some help, likely from LSU and potentially Utah to lose. I think that right now Utah will have a better resume if they win out than if Alabama wins today. And that's that. Utah would have some decent wins. They would have a win over let's see here. Let's check my resumes. But Utah has not had the best resume thus far. But I do think that being undefeated has to play some kind of fact. They're not undefeated, my bad. But the fact that their loss was on the road, I should say, has to play some kind of factor than losing at home. And it wasn't a bad game. And the margin of victory this team is having in a lot of their games is impressive. The question is it good enough? Right now, the best win for Utah might be on the road against Washington, a Washington team with 7 wins. They also did beat Arizona State at home. They have a lot of wins against mediocre teams. The non-conference is not great for them. Their best non-conference win would be at BYU. It was a good win. It was a dominant win against their rival. But again, I think you got to play somebody in the non-conference for the Pac-12. And then that loss to USC really hurts. It was on a Friday night. It was a one-possession loss. They've never won at the Coliseum, and it is a real problem right now. If they want to continue to perform, if they want to get to the playoff, they have to win against Colorado, and they have to dominate in the Pac-12 championship. Because when we're comparing their wins, potentially Oregon and Auburn at the end of the year, it would be Auburn who beat Oregon the first week of the season. I do think Alabama has the better strength of schedule, no doubt. But conference championship and a 13th data point does make a difference. Also, the fact that they played 9 conference games, I think it matters. Now, we look at a team like Oklahoma out of the Big 12. Their shot is much tougher. They're in a much tougher position right now with a road loss to Kansas State, but they've struggled mightily over the this month. If we include that loss and we take in the last 4 games, including that loss, they are only plus 1 point over those 4 games. So it is not a perfect team here. They have a lot of work to do. So that's all I've got for that playoff race there. Alabama is much more alive than people think right now. Now, personally, I would take Minnesota over Alabama because they played better, but 2-loss Minnesota probably won't get in unless a miracle happened there. So we got our picks in here. We're going with Minnesota, I should say, over Wisconsin, Oklahoma over Oklahoma State, and we've got Alabama to beat Auburn. And then in the game, 2019, JW and I both have the number 1 team in the nation, the Ohio State Buckeyes, to beat the Michigan Wolverines. It is going to be a good one, live on Fox. Don't miss it. Again, we'll try to be back Tuesday night for the College Football Playoff Top 25 Rankings show. We'll see who will be at the top of the country Tuesday night on ESPN, and we'll probably have a coverage as well here on SN of the College Football Playoff Top 25 Rankings show. Again, Tuesday, 7 Eastern, and the Selection Show, December 8th at noon Eastern Time on ESPN and SN. We'll have coverage as well. So again, you don't want to miss to see where your team's going to end up over the next 2 shows. It really will do matter much more than the last 4 or 5 that they've had now. I think they've had 4 up to this point. We've had 2 here on SN. I've been gone for the last 2. So we will probably have the last 2 right here on SN as well. Again, Ohio State, Michigan, the game. It's coming up on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Thanks for watching this presentation of us in College Football Today, presented by our good friends at Corridor Technology Solutions. See you guys next week.